So I'm sitting here in my net last night. It's 3 in the morning. I hear a stick like hit this other piece of wood. And then boom, 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 right past my wall here. I know I have logs between me and whatever was running at me, but that bear came back again last night and he got me this time. He scared me. So I sleep with my gun now. Inside the net. Although, he's not getting in here. I know that, but if he does open that door, it's not a bear. It's Dash, the skinwalker, come to get me. Oh. For those that are interested, what I carry when I'm walking around in the woods out here is a Glock 20. It's a 10 millimeter. I have 220 grain bullets, and I have this chest holster, which actually, if you're in Matsu Valley area of Alaska, I got it at Point Blank Firearms. Super cool place, they'll hook you up. When I'm outside of the perimeter of my compound, the mosquitoes are just brutal. They love the thick forest. I forgot my little tape measure thing up there, but luckily what I need is 6 feet, and I am 6 feet. I try and find dead trees whenever I can. Easier to skin, easier to carry. There's my 30 logs. Only about 10 trees. Now we gotta get them back up there. Why don't I get a four-wheeler? Can't drive here. It costs a lot of money and time to get one here. One of which I have plenty. One day. You ever play nap roulette? It's where you lay down for a nap and you don't set an alarm. I thought I was just going to take like a little 20-minute just rest after that last trip. And I woke up 2 hours later. It's fun to play out here because there's not really... What am I missing? Alright, well, still got one more trip to do. Another thing, we could maybe get like a game cart up here, but we'd have to widen that trail. It's pretty much just a little goat path that we've got right now, and it's mostly uphill, so that'd be really tough pulling through that thick moss, but that could maybe work. Something to think about. Or a mini bike. That'd be cool. With my nap that I took earlier, I am just full of energy. It is 11 o'clock at night. And I think I've discovered the best way to beat the heat, get some work in. Yeah, this is great. A little cooler out. I might become nocturnal. Although I'll tell you what, the reason I have my gun on me right now is because the bear also shares the same schedule. I wish he would show up. I'm not in my net right now. Feeling vulnerable. I love working late at night because then when you wake up in the next morning, the work's done and it's like the work at night doesn't even count. A little time hack. Today I'm gonna try and finish the cabin on the ground. Alrighty. Roof complete. I'll get to the door. I like how I wrote that so I wouldn't forget to put the door in before I stacked it up. Best part about working on this small cabin is in order to do stuff like the door, I can just take the logs off like this. And now I can start with a straight cut instead of having to use a chainsaw to push in. It's as square as she's gonna get. Oh, where did he go? I got a question for the biologists out there, if I can find him. Oh, what was that? Oh, there he is. What is this thing? See that tail on that thing? Oh. There's a close-up. What is it? This top part, I didn't realize the nails were gonna come in all the way, and they're sticking out just a little bit right here. I just chipped the heck out of my little hatchet. I'll have to file that down, but there's a quote by some president about sharpening an axe before you fall a tree, and I just cannot remember it. George Washington or Abe Lincoln? Not sure. Thought I'd sound cool saying it. Oh yeah, much better. Door time. These are some leftover boards that I had from 2 years ago that we cut. I'm nailing it. I'm nailing the rest on the ground so it doesn't nail into the workbench. There's our door. I'm not using wooden hinges this time because we still have these and I bought them. I'm gonna use them. setting the screws in down here because I don't really want to do it up there. I just realized it's 7 o'clock. Guess that's what happens when you become nocturnal. Dinner time. It's Wednesday. You already know what it is. Rice and lentils, summer sausage, pickles, leftover bread. Not my favorite day. I'm also watching week 2. Because I never really get to sit down and watch it. I edit it a bunch, but never really get to just enjoy it. Is this narcissistic? Very long but it's not over till it's over. That's right, Josh. Also, night shift Josh clocking in. Before I go up tomorrow carrying all the heavy logs, I wanted to redo the rungs on this ladder because from here to here, pretty thin. Also, I remembered you don't cut right angles into wood that you're gonna have pressure on. This one's actually not bad. But this right angle, if this were to break, it would break right here. So instead, what you're supposed to do is just kind of shave it down with like a hatchet. See? No harsh edges. Same effect. Mama Rita. Go on. I'll fly starships across the universe to buy, or I may simply be a single drop of rain. Good morning. 2 things are happening today. I'm finishing this cabin, and I'm gonna take a bath. Tired of baby wipes. It's hot out. I am stinky. So unless something goes horribly wrong, I'm gonna throw y'all in time-lapse mode and get to stacking. So it's hard to see in this next shot, but I'm actually nailing all the logs together. And I had marked the order of the logs, but I realized I should have marked where the logs were sitting on each other, and that would have made this process a lot easier. Word of the day, sketchy. Second word of the day, hot. I am in just shorts. Luckily there's no mosquitoes, but whew. But she's stacked up. Next step, we'll put the door in, and then the roof. And there it is. Last thing we gotta do is just put the plastic and moss up there. Good thing I had done that moss garden, because I just tossed it right over there, so I can go grab that. I am concerned with it being in the sun most of the day. I don't think that moss is gonna do too well. I wish there was like grass around here, but hello, little cabin. We're gonna need a stopper on these. There we go. Now the moss won't slide off. I just need a little bit of rain. There it is, folks. I'm very proud of that one. It's my old friend Cumulonimbus. Y'all hear the thunder? Ask and you shall receive. There goes my lake day again. Unless it passes over. Check on the rain bucket. We need a lot more rain. Just big heavy drops right now. I need. I was just thinking about how these like dry lightning storms, thunderstorms, whatever, actually pretty scary because that's how wildfires start out here. All it takes is one hit and everything is so dry right now it would. This is what I'm talking about, baby! Come on! I probably shouldn't get this soaked.
Yes! Come down on me, rain. Wash me.
I will be clean. So I was going to end the video for the day there with the rain. This is future Josh, by the way. But I start hearing these planes flying over real close. I go outside and I look and I see one of them and it's a fire plane. So that was concerning. I climbed the tower and I could just barely make out through the tree line that way that these planes were circling. They must have been circling picking up water from the lake, circling and then dumping it somewhere down the hill over there. You couldn't see anything with the GoPro, and I wasn't really concerned about filming at the time. Yeah, I just started packing, I guess. And then over the next like hour and a half, I started hearing the planes start circling closer. I'd always thought that it could be a possibility of a fire here, but I never expected it to happen so soon, or could happen. Like any person in a event like that, you're like, this can't be happening to me. But yeah, that was pretty scary night. Yeah. Oh man. It started to rain again and the planes left. They circled for, it must have been an hour and a half. That was pretty spooky. That fire is close. It's closer to my neighbors though, so I'm kind of concerned about their place. Although now with this rain, it should be okay. I did, in the heat of the moment, I packed up and, not fully. Woo! Night shift Josh, he does get the best of them. Oh man. I can tell you I'll never be that excited for a thunderstorm again. Not out here, at least. I'd always thought this place was pretty safe because of all these huge trees here. Like just this old growth forest that has not been burned, but I mean, it is right down over the hill. There's no wind right now. And the thunder rolls and the lightning strikes. Stopped raining a little bit, so I'm just gonna get peace of mind check.
Home point updated.
Wow. Keep in mind it's 11:30 at night. Okay. Fire's out. Good job, boys. Well, now I gotta unpack. I was ready to sprint down to the lake, Last of Mohican style. Hop in that canoe. Good night. See you tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow we'll get our lake day. Okay, good morning. I'm having my lake day. I'm starting with it. Doesn't look like we're gonna get rain, so I also am out of water, and my rain bucket is just a little bit full from last night. Yeah, it didn't rain heavy with that big storm. There were moments, but more just light drizzling. It's not enough to get that rain tarp really flowing. And I'm looking forward to seeing if my neighbors are there, talking to them about last night. I'm just waiting for the sun to peek around these trees, and I'm gonna take my bath. It's bath time. That fire plane is circling around again. There's nothing new that started up. I feel so much better. Cleaned some of my socks and underwear. Got on some fresh stuff. And it does look like my neighbor's in, so I'm gonna paddle down to him and see what the deal is with all these fire planes still flying around. He might know something I don't. Oh man, that's so cool. There's smoke jumpers jumping in right here. Alrighty. So That fire last night was just over the hill, not even a half mile from here. So that's maybe 2 to 3 miles from my cabin. And my neighbor was the one who called it in. So, I mean, thankfully, because if he hadn't and that fire would have kept going, it would have gone all night until the morning when the mail flights fly over and fire goes uphill and I'm up on a hill. So that could have been no good, although the wind was pulling this way. So probably still would have been all right. But yeah, let's get back to fishing. And then he also gave me some old stovepipe that he wasn't using. This will help me with my critter proofing of the food cache and bear proofing. Dude, they hit it and then they let go. To set the hook, doesn't matter. Oh, right there. Ooh. Right by the boat. Oh, there he is. Can y'all see him? You hit him, you didn't want him. Come on. There we go. Stay down. Come over here. Come right over here. Oh, what? Ah! Ah. Ha 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 ha! You got you. There we go. One pike. Let him swim by the boat there. Well, with these storm clouds rolling in, and I already have dinner, I'm gonna call it. Israel. Can you hear the mosquitoes? Post rain, they come out. You know, mosquitoes they only have a 10-day life cycle. Also, it's only the females that bite you. A little tidbit. I want another bath. Welcome to Josh's cooking show. I missed lunch today, so I'm gonna do a dinner, early dinner, fish. I've got my flour here. I'm gonna add some Old Bay. Also gonna add garlic powder and onion powder. Never go wrong there. Then I'm going to take the skin off these fillets, throw them in there, fry them up. I think pike, it's a great tasting fish. There are a lot of bones, and that's what people don't like about it. So if you just kind of eat slow, pick them bones out, it tastes really good. Today is Spam Friday. Got replaced with Pike Friday. Not sure how I feel about that, but it's pretty good. I almost forgot that today is the summer solstice. So longest day of the year. It is 12:21 at night right now. And in this part of Alaska, I believe mid-May to mid-July, there's no nighttime. Good morning. Today, I gotta make a pulley and a door latch. I love these types of days because it's not really big, heavy building. It's more just little tinkering. So let's get to it. Ah! I need to build a shave horse. That would make this type of work a lot easier. Add it to the list. That's much easier. Nothing for the lefties. There we go. Good old fashioned. Well, it works, but I have to use it from up here because that rope has a tendency to slip out of the groove. And I made the groove deeper, but still it's just the angle of that wood is off and it likes to push that rope over. Although it's probably better because the bucket gets caught on the ladder as it's coming up. There we go. And it sure makes lowering, oops, see that? It sure makes lowering the buckets a lot easier. Next project, door latch. This won't take very long. Ta-da! These are a nightmare to get together. I don't know how hard it's going to be to get them apart. Oh, not bad. These are to stop critters from getting up, as well as bears. Unless they're like Wolverine and they can just... I don't think so, though. Wish I had a head ladder. Boom, or head hammer. Why? Aha! And there we have it. All in a day's work. Now, hopefully the bear won't break into the cabin again, or try. Last Spam Friday here. Oh, Spam Saturday. Always a sad one. First time that me and Cody came up here, we had Spam Friday. I thought it was the best thing ever. And then when I went home, I tried cooking it for my folks. It was horrible. It's something about the cast iron here that is just fantastic. Cut them in little slices. Oh. Behold. Carrots. I discovered they started sprouting up the other day, or last night. Got a whole row of them. The loons were also going off last night down on the lake. This is the first time I've heard them since being here this trip. So it's cool to wake up to that. Also, I discovered this among the trees that I fell 2 weeks ago. The perfect campfire chair. Well, I've been working every day since I got here. Even the rest days I was working. So I'm going to string this hammock up. Today I'm going to take it easy. Oh man. I should be sleeping out here. Maybe not with the creatures of the night roaming around though. Bear, Bigfoot, Mothman, Dash. Well, tomorrow will be the last day here. It's just going to be a cleanup day. I'll bleach everything, bleach water mix. I'll spray everything down and board up the windows. Put everything up in the food cache. That about does it for the trip. I wanted to close it out with a poem that I had just found recently. And I thought it hit me deeply. So here goes. The Spell of the Yukon by Robert Service. I wanted the gold and I sought it. I scrabbed and mucked like a slave. Was it famine or scurvy? I fought it. I hurled my youth into a grave. I wanted the gold and I got it. Came out with a fortune last fall, yet somehow life's not what I thought it. And somehow the gold isn't all. No, there's the land. Have you seen it? It's the cussedest land that I know. From the big dizzy mountains that screen it to the deep death-like valleys below. Some say God was tired when he made it. Some say it's a fine land to shun. Maybe, but there's some as would trade it for no land on earth, and I'm one. You come to get rich. You feel like an exile at first. You hate it like hell for a season, and then you are worse for the worst. It grips you like some kind of sinning. It twists you from foe to friend. It seems it's been since the beginning. It seems it will be to the end. I've stood in some mighty-mouthed hollow that's plumb full hushed to the brim. I've watched the big husky sun wallow in crimson and gold and grow dim, till the moon set the pearly peaks gleaming and the stars tumbled out neck and crop, and I've thought that I was surely dreaming, with the peace of the world piled on top. The summer no sweeter was ever, the sunshiny woods all athrill, the grayling aleap in the river, the bighorn asleep on the hill, the strong life that never knows harness, the wilds where the caribou call, the freshness, the freedom, the farness. Oh God, how I'm stuck on it all. The winter, the brightness that blinds you, the white land locked tight as a drum, the cold fear that follows and finds you, the silence that bludgeons you dumb, the snows that are older than history, the woods where the weird shadows slant, the stillness, the moonlight, the mystery. I've bade 'em goodbye, but I can't. There's a land where the mountains are nameless, and the rivers all run God knows where. There are lives that are erring and aimless, and deaths that just hang by a hair. There are hardships that nobody reckons. There are valleys unpeopled and still. There's a land, oh, it beckons and beckons. And I want to go back, and I will. Well, I won't be here next week, but I hope you'll still join me in whatever adventure I go on. Yeah. See you then.